of one free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of New Biotics away for free. 1-800-500-1734. That's 1-800-500-1734. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-500-1734.
How much of your life are you losing because of pain? I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC at Genesis Back and Neck, and I really do want to give you your life back.
Hi, my name is Brenda. When I was at the most pain, I had been to 3 surgeons and 3 neurologists, and they told me that I could have a fulfilled life out of my wheelchair. When you have 3 doctors tell you you will never walk again, I had just about given up. He says, I'm pretty sure I can get you out of that wheelchair. I went, my first appointment was May 11th. On May 30th, I walked into the office on my own. No surgery, and it was amazing. If you're in any pain, please give Dr. Chad the chance to get you out of pain and to get you back on a normal life.
That just blesses me to hear that. At Genesis, we accept most major insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. Call me, 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at genesisback.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I just put on a television show. Just put up a TV show. You can watch The Wells Report live. That's right. You can watch it right this very second. And as a matter of fact, I suggest you do. Please join us, 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. There are a couple of very, very strange news articles. Actually, there have been like 3 or 4. One of them I referred to last hour, which was Charles Koch saying that, maybe I could support Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I get what that is. I get the power elite in the American political realm deciding that we, the people of the United States, are not competent enough to pick our own leaders. Do you see how incredibly dangerous that is? Can you see that? I just put up on the Wells Report Facebook pages. I just put up, are America's venture capitalists being seduced by political solutions in favor of freedom and liberty? That's an important question. I've got some other ones. Would the election of Donald Trump as president of the United States make big business happy or angry? 866-660-5759. Let me give you some of this, and you tell me what you think. Nick Timiraos and Ted Mann wrote this in the Wall Street Journal today. Chief executives of big American companies are increasingly frustrated by the populist tone of the presidential campaign. The populist tone, that means the candidates are talking to us. We, the people. They're not talking to the kingmakers, the power brokers. They're talking to us. Who wants that? According to the article, concerns are mounting in boardrooms and corner offices that anti-business rhetoric may solidify even after the November election. Some business groups had looked to a Republican administration next January that might peel back some Obama administration regulations. But that hope is now in doubt, and such groups are instead focused on key Senate and House races. While some observers believe that candidates may soften their stances once elected, executives worry that for now the rhetoric of the election discussion could weigh on consumer confidence, thwart any immigration overhaul, and derail a sweeping 12-nation trade pact, the Trans-Pacific Partnership that the U.S. struck last year that many businesses support. See, did you ever wonder why it was that all of us in the United States were listening to President Obama and holding our head as if to try to quell some amazing migraine to which there was no cure? All the while, American businesses, hedge fund managers, the Koch brothers, big venture capitalists, really not doing much of anything, just collecting money left and right. Did you notice that? Did you notice the president of the United States was having no problem whatsoever in curtailing every possible freedom and liberty he could get his hands on, whether it was our freedom of speech, whether it was our freedom to testify against ourselves, whether it was our freedom from being unreasonably searched. I even left out the Second Amendment. That goes without saying. Meanwhile, all these venture capitalists, all these big guys, all these big corporate guys, let's not be too hasty here. That Trans-Pacific Partnership could be really lucrative for us. Yeah, it might be really lucrative for you. But guess what? We, the people of the United States, would like to have a little lucrative stuff for us, too. Wouldn't we? It wouldn't bother us at all to have some American manufacturing back on our shores. It may cut into your profit margin just a little bit. But you know what? We've got some thinking to do here. It's quite possible that corporate CEOs, hedge fund managers, other venture capitalists have decided that their advantages in this system outweigh the needs of we, the people of the United States. It's almost like they've been seduced by the opportunity that political greed offers. Can that be the truth? Last week, I was talking about Herb Kelleher. As a matter of company policy, they underpaid their executives. Were they paid enough? Oh yeah, they made plenty of money. Don't worry, they made plenty of money. Do they make 1,000 times earnings for somebody who's in a middle management job somewhere in the company? No. That's what CEOs are making now. So now what's happening is these big business guys, they kind of like this Obama idea of a progressive elite. All we got to do is just keep the middle class the middle class. We don't have to let them up off the mat. I mean, if they don't have any money, they don't have any political power. If they don't have any political power, well, we can keep them right where we want them. Because they've got all the money. As long as we can keep them believing that we have their best interests at heart, and they don't have our best interests at heart. They don't care about us one way or another. And that's okay. I've always believed that it wasn't up to them to care about us one way or another. But are you guys really trying to say to us that your smooth political and company dealings are more important than our freedom and liberty? Is that really what you're trying to tell us here? Because if you're trying to tell us that, you're going to have yourself a handful of a whole bunch of very upset Americans. We're not going to put up with this. Your political dealings are not more important than our freedom and liberty. Not more important than our capability of moving up. We do get to move up in this society. And if we have to, we'll gladly run over you. Arguably, that's what's going on right this very moment. I just wish that Donald Trump was less of a deal maker and more of a stalwart who wanted the American middle class to win for a change. He may be that guy, but I sure wish I knew a lot more solidly that that's what he wanted. How about you? Let me get to Neil in Lancaster. Neil, thanks for joining us. Hi.
Hey, glad you're feeling a little better.
I'm glad I'm feeling a little better, too. There for a while, I didn't think it was going to ever happen again.
Hey, I had bronchitis for 3 months.
Oh, boy. Well,
yeah.
I took really good care of this. I mean, I did. I stayed in bed, B-E-D. I did not do anything. I just stayed in bed and waited to get over it.
Oh, sure. I had to go see a pulmonologist.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. He cured it. He took care of it.
I'm sure
but
he
everybody
did.
I know has been coming down with it big time.
Yeah, this is not a good disease to have.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you, the last 7.5 years with Obama, he has followed 2 documents. One was Alinsky's 12 Rules for Radicals, and the other was Cloud Piven.
Yeah, I know.
If you read, that.
I know.
You read both of them, you realize they were both geared to take this country down.
Well, it's not that they're taking this country down. What they're trying to do is they're trying to put everybody in a place that they can't escape from. And the way to do that, and the way to do that is through healthcare and all of the things that they've been talking about.
Exactly.
And what they've been doing is they've been very, very successful at it, except that the realities of all of that, Neil, have finally they're beginning to come home to roost. That means that the politicos of both the Republican and Democrat parties are now finding themselves in a position where their entire elective process has been hijacked. By who? By we, the people of the United States. Now, the question is, have we picked the right people to lead this insurgency? Obviously, we haven't with Bernie Sanders. I'm not sure about Donald Trump. I'm reasonably sure about Donald Trump. We will see. I know Ted Cruz is the right guy. And I know that John Kasich is another one of these. He's just as progressive as Hillary Clinton. There's not a dime's worth of difference between he and Hillary Clinton, except he's got a better figure. Okay, I had to say that. I know it was mean. I know. I just had to say it. What? Anyway. While some observers believe candidates may soften their stances once elected, executives worry that they're worried that these business deals, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, this terrible deal with Iran, going to get undone by somebody like Donald Trump. They're worried that this very, very slick thing that's going on where they're about to be able to get as much money into their government coffers as possible without infuriating the American people into revolution. They're thinking that we, the people of the United States, can be handled in the same way that the people of Mexico can be, except there's no place for us to go to mow yards to be able to send money back home. We'll just have to eat it. This is one of the most enlightening conversations we have ever had on the Wells Report. There has never been a time when more people have been shown as the operators they actually are, instead of the patriots they wanted us to believe them to be. All you got to do is pay attention. All you have to do is read the papers. It's all right there in front of you. They are so fearless. They are so fearless of we, the people of the United States, they don't care They don't believe we can do a thing to stop them now. That's something you need to keep in mind every time you've got a chance to cast a vote. While you still have chances to cast votes. This is the Wells Report. Finally, a conservative phone company created to fight for conservative candidates and causes. Hi, I'm John David Wells from the Wells Report. I want you to know that Big Mobile supports liberal candidates. It has been tried and true and proven over and over and over again. It's a fact. The money you pay every month gets reallocated to lefty politician causes by big cell phone mobile companies. If you don't like it, then I want you to listen to this offer from Patriot Mobile. You already know that just like your current mobile provider, Patriot Mobile offers the same nationwide talk, text, 4G LTE data, and services popular with all of the other big companies' phone plans. But did you know that Patriot Mobile donates 5% of the money that you pay them strictly to conservative causes? Right now, if you call 1-800-A-PATRIOT, you'll get unlimited talks, text, and data plan with your choice of phones. The free iPhone, $60 a month. Free iPhone 5C, Samsung Galaxy S4, $45 a month. And the offer's only good while supplies last. Do not let liberal progressives and their phone companies defeat our conservative leaders. Who am I talking about? Let's see. Alan West come to mind. He's out of a job because of liberal cell phone companies. Contact Patriot Mobile right now. 1-800-A-PATRIOT. 1-800-272-8746. Go to patriotmobile.com. Tell them you heard about it on the Wells Report.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer.
If you've ever wondered what it would be like to experience the magnificent beauty of the Sistine Chapel, the historic Western Wall in Jerusalem, and the beauty of the Greek island of Santorini, all while sailing pristine waters on a 5-star cruise ship, your opportunity now awaits to discover for yourself cities of antiquity and the origins of culture and faith. A journey with meaning awaits you this fall on the footsteps of the Apostles Mediterranean Cruise, September 22nd through October 9th. For more information and to register, visit 660amtheanswer.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis. Let's talk about life after 40, a land I've occupied for a good while. Yeah, remember 32? Both age and waist size? Yep, seems like a while. Hair now vanishing where you want it and cropping up where you don't. Reading glasses? Ugh. You used to be able to see like a champ, but now you're lucky to read past a headline without holding it at arm's length, and don't get me started on text messages and restaurant menus. Now, when you head to the store for a six-pack, it's probably a six-pack of reading glasses. A pair in the car, 2 on the desk, some in your pocket, 1 by the bed, and you can never find them where you need them. You are bummed. There's nothing you can do, but wait, you are not stuck with the reading glasses. Climb an Evangelista Eye Center with the corneal inlay procedure. The corneal inlay. Learn more at myinlay.com. Specially designed for over 40 reading vision. So quit complaining. Do something about it. The corneal inlay at Climb an Evangelista Eye Center. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Or myinlay, myinlay, myinlay.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, since our inception in 1994, we've evolved into the largest bathroom remodeling company in Texas, with offices in Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. You know, what we found is that most bathroom remodeling companies are still using old technology in the bathroom remodeling business. I'm not saying they necessarily do bad work. They just are not keeping up with all the new trends and product availability, as well as what's new that goes into the wet area of the bathroom to prevent leaks and low maintenance products that reduce mold and mildew. If you're going to spend your money to remodel a bathroom, you owe it to yourself to at least get an estimate from Statewide Remodeling. We do not charge for a design consultation. We'll come to your home and show you all the options, help with your design, and give you a down-to-the-penny price that's good for 30 days. After that, it's up to you. You can also come by one of our DFW area showrooms or visit us online anytime at statewideremodeling.com. If you call now, we're offering 20% off your complete bath remodel. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,800 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now, Better yet, call 2 other companies first and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hi, folks. Bill Thomas here with Accurate Foundation Repairs. If you think your home has foundation issues, we'll send one of our highly trained technicians out to give you a free, accurate assessment of your home's foundation at no charge. Accurate Foundation Repair is the only company in the industry that has its warranty backed up by a third-party insurance company. Structure home warranty. Call Accurate Foundation Repair now, 972-623-2500, or on the web at AccurateFoundationRepair.com.
Accurate Foundation Repair. We give you a lift for a whole lot less.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. Would the election of Donald Trump as president make big business happy or angry? It's kind of hard to figure that out. It seems to me that it would make big business. Don't look at me like that. Hey, I've had a rough week, okay, pal? I'm just saying. Don't hurt me. Big business. Wouldn't they be happy if Donald Trump became the president of the United States? You'd think they would, but then again, you also know that that would be a guy who, if he is really interested in making America great again, he's going to do that by making it great for the people who make America great to begin with. And that's not the progressive elite. That's we, the people. It's our turn to win. Sure would be nice if Donald Trump could lead us to that, wouldn't it? But would it cost business a little bit of money? Probably. Probably would. Because they'd have to start making things back in the United States again. Granted, you know this and I know this. If you know anything about economics at all, you know that a prosperous home breeds success all through the neighborhood. But it's just not as instantly profitable as it could be if you could take advantage of the poor neighborhood down the street. You could export the middle class, the profitability and the prosperity that we, the middle class of the United States, desperately need. You can export that to some other place for a lot less money. You can make their dreams come true, and all the while, you can essentially just take us for granted because we're not going anywhere. The only problem with all that is that we're starting to hate your guts. That's why Donald Trump is the leader of the Republican Party now, and Reince Priebus is a joke. Let me get to Troy in Dallas. Troy, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
JD, I really enjoy your show. You are the voice of reason.
Thank
you really
you, sir.
are.
Thank
I
you.
don't call in very often, but you just said something that just went off like a flashbulb. We have to start manufacturing over here again because we have let ourselves become just buyers of goods and services.
That's true.
And we are no longer the big boy on the block in manufacturing. We used to be manufacturing maniacs, you know. And like I said, the trade imbalance is staggering, and it's got to stop.
It does.
Got to start using some common sense.
Yeah, and once again, you have to return to a completely different ethos. That's what I'm trying to get done here. That's why I asked if the corporate CEOs, the hedge fund managers, the venture capitalists have abused their advantages so long, they've fallen prey to greed for so long, that they honestly, truly believe that it's not necessary to share their prosperity with the middle class that powers their government. You see, the middle class is the government's problem. All these venture capitalist guys, all they have to do is just keep making money. The problem with it is that sooner or later, Their profits are going to get into our hands, and we're going to remember all of this. This is the Wells Report.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that'll take you from where you are now to the retirement that you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the Wealth Smart Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You only get to retire once, so it's really important you do it right. And your host, Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group, helps people retire successfully every day. So don't miss Wealth Smart every Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up.
Check. Do you worry about an uncertain future? Are you tired of the cost of food rising every year? It's, excuse me, I have goop. Sorry about this on television land. I've got to do this, okay? Do you continually worry about an uncertain future? Are you tired of the cost of food rising every year? It's time to take matters into your own hands. Bring your family to the Self-Reliance Expo Friday, May 13th and Saturday, May 14th, and learn hands-on the art of permaculture, aquaponics, soap making, and beekeeping. This one-day event will teach you about food and water storage, water filtration, and much more. 2 days to prepare at the largest Self-Reliance Expo in the nation, Friday, May 13th, Saturday, May 14th at the Irving Convention Center. Visit selfrelianceexpo.com for more information. No?
It talks about a 2-day event, but then it says it's a 1-day event. It's a 2-day event, Friday, Saturday, and then 1 day I'm going to teach you.
Okay, all right. And beekeeping. This event will teach you about food and water storage. You're set. Are you ready to take you and your family's future back into your own hands? Hi, I'm John David Wells from the Wells Report. Let me tell you about Self-Reliance Expo. 2 days of hands-on workshops, speakers who will teach you how to be self-reliant. Do you worry about the future, food prices, the uncertain economy? Maybe you just want to learn how to do more for yourself. Learn the art of permaculture, aquaponics, soap making, beekeeping, just to name a few. Have you ever thought about long-term food and water storage? Learn all about it. Learn how to take care of yourself. Learn all about it. Learn how to take care of yourself and your family. Friday, May 13th, Saturday, May 14th at the Irving Convention Center. Directions to the Irving Convention Center, a list of workshops, and all the classes can be found at selfrelianceexpo.com.
See in just 10 minutes. That number again is 1-800-500-1804. Step 3, congratulate yourself by taking just 10 minutes to incorporate your business or...
Hello. It's Spring Super Tuesday. 5 primaries, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, all casting votes for both the Republican and Democrat primaries. Will Donald Trump win? Will Hillary Clinton solidify her attempt to become the first female president of the United States? Find out next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, good Tuesday morning, brother. I'm back and still alive. I know, it's hard to believe. Mark Davis, good Tuesday morning. Yes, I'm back and I'm still alive, thankfully. 5 primaries today, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, all casting votes in both Republican and Democrat primaries. Will Donald Trump continue to solidify his hold on the Republican nomination? Will Hillary continue her quest to be the first female president of the United States? We'll cover it all like a blanket tonight on the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
MathisAir.com. Get 0% APR for 60 months with a minimum purchase of $5,000. Call 1-888-534-6894 for details about credit costs and terms. For new accounts, the APR for purchase is 28.99%, subject to credit approval.
The year is not so new anymore, but your carpets can look that way with Zero Res. Hey, Mark Davis, my friends at Zero Res just gave me a fantastic carpet cleaning, and I'm offering it to you. $33 a room. $33 a room by calling 214-37-CLEAN. Then, plus 100 square feet of tile cleaning for free and a $50 gift card from Estilo Gaucho. It is pre-treated, clean, and sanitized. Best carpet cleaning ever from my friends at Zero Res. $33 a room. Call them now for the special. 214-37-CLEAN for Zero Res. 214-37-CLEAN.
If you've got questions, we've got answers. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Let's find out what Mark Davis has planned for us tomorrow morning, beginning at 7 o'clock. Mark?
Hey, JD, welcome back. Hey, here they come. 5 states that are all going to line up well for Donald Trump, leading many of the watchers to say, that's it. He's got it. No stopping him now, which may well be true. But Ted Cruz might win Indiana, even if that weird deal he cut with John Kasich does not play out. Ultimately, it will come down to California, and that's more than a month away. So let's kick off our Tuesday tomorrow with a look at campaign news, local news, stories of many types that deserve our attention. The Tuesday Morning Mark Davis Show. I'll be looking for you tomorrow morning, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Tasty water. Tasty. Where'd you get this? Did you find a way in?
Your mom.
Wahoo! Water. Cool, clear water. All right. You're listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. Telephone number 866-660-5759. If you've been paying attention to this election cycle's voting stylings, you have noticed that a whole bunch of Democrats have been voting in Republican presidential primaries. I want to ask you a question. Are they dissatisfied with their party, or are they deceiving us? 866-660-5759. Do you think these Democrats that are voting in Republican primaries are deceiving us, or are they just dissatisfied with their party? The Tribune Washington Bureau writes it this way. Lisa Mascaro is the reporter. A retired middle school principal was so moved by Donald Trump, he switched his Democrat Party affiliation so he can vote for him in the Republican presidential primary tomorrow. So did the daughter of a steel worker who twice voted for President Barack Obama, but says she's over the Democrats' political correctness. And a husband and wife team of Trump volunteers. She's a laid-off airport worker. He's a laid-off truck driver. Were Democrats for 30 years. Until recently. We always voted Democrat, said Laurel McGinnis, as her husband Ricky hung up a Trump banner outside their South Greenberg home. But not anymore. Some of these newly minted Pennsylvania Republicans are formalizing a process that began with Ronald Reagan's election in 1980, when conservative-leaning Democrats began shifting away from the party in the faded industrial state. Others moved abruptly, inspired by Donald Trump and fed up with a party they say no longer speaks their language. Together, the result is one of the most sizable shifts of partisan allegiance ever in Pennsylvania. 61,500 Democrats have become Republicans so far this year, a part of 145,000 jump in the Republican registration since the fall of the 2015 elections. This according to state figures analyzed by both parties. It's more new Republicans than in the previous 4 years combined. What does this mean? Means Donald Trump is the favorite headed into tomorrow's primary, helping put Pennsylvania, which voted for Obama twice, in play in the November presidential elections. Gary in Murphy, Texas, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hi. My brother-in-law is a teacher in Florida, and he changed his party affiliation to Republican to vote for Donald Trump. And first of all, you need to be moved to prime drive time. I love your show. Both Mark Levin and Michael Medved, all they do is wail the whole time that if Trump is the nominee, it's going to be the end of the Republican Party. Whereas, as you just stated, if anything, he's the guy bringing the new Republicans in.
There are a lot of different ways of looking at this, and I got to be perfectly honest with you. When I got into this, when I started doing this show, I said I was going to tell the truth no matter whose political ox got gored. You know,
and we love you for it.
my politics are driven by the Federalist, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. That's where my politics are. That's the deal. Okay.
But also you give out more important information. After I talked with you, I think it was about 2 months ago. After that, I got a Smith & Wesson bodyguard.
Attaboy.
And I'm going to should qualify this next week. Hopefully have my CHL. From what I hear, it takes about 13 weeks. But you give me good advice on all levels.
All I want you to do, Gary, is just remember, okay, that everything we need to know about this country is comprised in all the documents that gave us this country.
Amen.
And but that doesn't absolve you. There is one thing: make sure you keep training. Make sure you keep training and training and training. You cannot know enough about defending yourself and your loved ones.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
All right, my brother. I just wanted to make sure that you heard that from me. You know, being a sheepdog requires a lot of effort. Okay? It's a great, great job. I suggest it 100%. But it does take a lot of effort. God bless you, and thank you for the kind words. I would very much like to. I'd like to be able to share this radio show with more people. I'd love to do that. I do. Anyway, so it's up to you to go tell people about this show. Okay, go find a couple of people. Because if you find 2 people and the other people listening find 2 people, we'll have what? 2, 3, 20, 35 people by the end of the week, something like that. I'm just saying. Where was I? Oh, yeah. There are a lot of people that are talking about how the Republican Party's in trouble and so on and so on and so on. But they're not talking about how incredibly Democrats are finding themselves in a party that means nothing to them. If you're not a member of the SEIU, I don't know why you're a Democrat. I don't know why you would want to be a Democrat if you weren't a member of that party, of that union. That's all the Democrat Party does. All they try to do is turn this country into a socialist workers' paradise and make sure that the SEIU gets as many cheap laborers as they possibly can. It's such a cynical abuse of we the people of the United States. I have no idea why anybody would want to be a Democrat. And you're saying, my gosh, John David, what do you have for proof? That's a bold statement, but what do you have for proof? What kind of proof do you have that the Democrat Party is just trying to abuse the country for its own political gains? Okay. Remember Governor Terry McAuliffe? You remember Terry McAuliffe? Yeah. Yeah, this Democrat android from the 90s. Well, he's now the governor of Virginia. Guess what he did on Friday? He signed an executive order restoring the voting rights of 206,000 ex-felons. That's a sweeping action the governor said was largely aimed at rectifying Virginia's long and sad history of suppressing suppressing African-American voting power. Well, nice going there, Terry. Well done there, buddy. Between you and your buddy in Washington, President Obama, we've got, I don't know, close to 1 million felons out on the street again. They're not going to make our society better. They're just going to make the voter rolls for Democrats look a little bit better in this election, because we'll do anything up to and including restoring the voting rights of convicted felons in order to get our people elected. It's dangerous to the American society. We do these things for reasons. Terry McAuliffe doesn't have the executive power to simply reinvest the voting rights of 206,000 ex-felons. These Democrat governors think that they're just plain dictators and they can do as they choose. Between the President of the United States with his phone and his pen, inspiring Democrat governors across the country to use their phone and their pen, and the former most destructive attorney general in the history of the Republic, Eric Holder, telling Democrat attorneys general across the country that they can decide whether or not they're going to follow their oath of office or not. Our country's in really deep trouble right now. And it all comes right down to the feet of Democrats from one end of the country to the other. And you know what? People are getting killed for it. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about that next hour. People are losing their lives because of it. And all of these policies are becoming to be shown as absolutely, crazily, stupidly dangerous. And it comes right back down to 60,000 Pennsylvania Democrats who decided to become Republicans again. Because what's happening is that these people are watching their entire country being stolen out from underneath their nose. Political correctness. All this political gobbledygookian stuff. We always voted Democrat, but not anymore. That's right. We are watching a political party use the United States of America as nothing more than a way to aggrandize their party and their political power. East of urban Pittsburgh, at a Trump headquarters in Monroeville, volunteer Tricia Cunningham said that half the people who walk through the door are party switchers. So many supporters have come in to pick up the lawn signs or volunteer at the office, they had to open a second floor. Even her mother, a lifelong Democrat now living in a nearby nursing home, made the change. I looked in the mirror and I say, "What the hell am I doing?" said Rox Serrao. The former principal, she said with a laugh. Or I'm sorry, Rox Serrao is a person, is a male. He voted for Obama in 2008, kept his party affiliation so he could back Democrats in local elections, even though he was once a Republican. He went to the county courthouse last month to switch to the GOP. He drives 40 miles daily to volunteer at the Trump office. In some ways, it's no great political mystery what's happened in Pennsylvania, where the remains of the long-gone steel industry rust the landscape and the coal country fights for its life. The mostly white electorate here comes from an earlier iteration of the American melting pot. Eastern Europeans, Italians, Irish, who have little resemblance to the newer Democrat coalition of young people, minorities, and urban white-collar professionals. Many families have stayed here for generations as the nation economy and demographic trends have moved on. We voted Democrat for 59 years. Said Eleanor Koenig, a retired postmaster. Her husband Stanley, a welder in Avonmore. Our parents were Democrats too. I said they're going to turn over in their graves. Tom Bala, a former Democrat county commissioner in Westmoreland who hosts a local radio show, says callers often voice fears about shifting socioeconomic conditions that have left them struggling to keep up. It's going to take a generation for Democrats to recoup their losses, he said. That's true. I told you that on this broadcast. It's going to take a generation for the Democrat Party to recover from this mess. And it's going to take that long for the Republican Party to recover from this mess too. Because believe me, there are just as many Democrat, progressive, elitist scumbags as there are Republican, progressive, elitist scumbags. And these two groups that are actually one group wearing different colors are stealing our country from right underneath our noses. And we know it too. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. You and I both know that the warmer, wetter seasons in Texas can give us real foundation problems. Wet spells, dry spells. Let me put you in touch with Abacus Foundation Repair if you even think you've got any kind of foundation problem. This is what I did. I called them. You'll be glad you did too. At 972-406-9000. Call the right people first. Abacus Foundation Repair, 972-406-9000. Why are they the right people to call if you got cracks in the walls or sheetrock or doors that are sticking or any kind of suspicion? Because they're going to map your house with the skill of an engineer. Look for possible causes like a plumbing issue so the problem doesn't come back. When they're done, you get a lifetime warranty. You can transfer free and clear to any new owner. It adds to your home's value. North Texas homeowners trust Abacus Foundation Repair, so give them a call. 972-406-9000. Abacus, A-B-A-C-U-S, abacusfoundationrepair.com. You'll be glad you called, so call 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And the Grammy goes to. And the American Music Award goes to.
And the Grammy goes to.
And the Grammy goes to.
Mr. Stephen Curtis Chapman. With a career spanning over 3 decades, Stephen Curtis Chapman has pretty much done it all, except for one thing.
Hi, we're Third Day.
Be a member of Third Day? One night where 2 of our industry's top performers literally merge into each other's bands to play each other's songs that you've loved for years. Our sister station's doing it again. The 94.9 KLTY Concert Series welcomes Stephen Curtis Chapman with Third Day at the Verizon Theater on April 30th.
We're forming sort of one new band called SCC 3D, I think is what we're calling it.
You'll probably never see anything like this again. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com. One night you'll never forget. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com.
How much of your life are you losing because of pain? I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC at Genesis Back and Neck, and I really do want to give you your life back.
Hi, my name is Brenda. If there's one thing that I could say is that Dr. Chad is one of the most wonderful people I have ever met. I'm going to cry because he has no idea how much he helped me and how much hope he gave me. I was at rock bottom. I was below rock bottom. Words cannot describe how I feel for the man. If you're in any pain, please give Dr. Chad the chance to get you out of pain and to get you back on a normal life. It means so much when you're that deep in pain. Please give Dr. Chad one chance to help you.
That just blesses me to hear that. At Genesis, we accept most major insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. Call me. 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922 or online at genesisback.com.
This is Nolan Ryan for American Standard Air. Beat the heat with high-quality, dependable home comfort. Technology fighting Mother Nature. It's serious. American Standard. Comfort the way you like it.
Nolan's right, and North Texas Air can help. With our mild Texas winter, chances are good we're in for a long, hot summer. So, North Texas Air is offering an $89 comprehensive preventative maintenance spring special to make sure your air conditioner is ready for the long, hot Texas summer. Or if it's time to replace your old AC system, North Texas Air can help with a new energy-efficient system. Special financing is available, subject to credit approval. Call North Texas Air, your independent American Standard Air dealer, for details at 972-535-4858.
And remember, all new systems from North Texas Air come with a lifetime labor and workmanship warranty. For fast service, call North Texas Air at 972-535-4858. That's 972-535-4858. Or visit northtxair.com.
Lifestyles Unlimited is the real estate investor education and mentoring group that has taken people by the hand and taught them how to invest in real estate for over 24 years. Our students have been so successful at creating wealth and passive income that they've won local, state, and national Investor of the Year awards 9 of the last 9 years. It's easy to see why Personal Real Estate Investor magazine named us the best in the U.S. If you're ready to add real estate to your portfolio, go to passiveincomeDallas.com to access our free live training event schedule.
What is Pink Impact?
My girlfriends and I have been to every single Pink Impact, and it's the one time of year where we come together and we worship together and we laugh together and we cry together. Pink Impact, it's all about friendships and relationship building for me.
Pink Impact, May 13th and 14th at the Fort Worth Convention Center with Priscilla Shire, Christine Kane, Charlotte Gamble, and Worship with Carrie Job. Get your tickets now at pinkimpact.com. That's pinkimpact.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. Ronald in Garland, Texas. Ronald, welcome to The Wells Report. Hi.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I was just telling the lady that answered the phone, I don't think that the people are really switching and going away from the Democratic Party. I think they're just tired of Hillary, and they just wanted to vote for somebody else, and that would be Trump, because there wasn't nobody else in the Democratic Party for them to vote for.
You see, that's the thing that I would bring up. The closest thing to a Democrat in the race is Hillary Clinton. She's no Democrat. She's a leftist progressive. Democrats have no use for leftist progressives because Democrats are blue-collar people that make what they want to do is make a good living with their trade. Well, what leftist progressives do is use people who want to make a good living with their trade as political pawns in order to get their political dreams to come true. Bernie Sanders is just an outright former Soviet socialist apparatchik. Democrats aren't going to vote for them. The biggest story of this election that is not being told by a corrupt press is the fact that most of the Democrat Party has nobody to vote for except for a guy named Donald Trump. You're listening to The Wells Report. This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzari, owner of Statewide Remodeling. Since our inception in 1994, we've evolved into the largest bathroom remodeling company in Texas, with offices in Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. What we found is that most bathroom remodeling companies are still using old technology in the bathroom remodeling business. I'm not saying they necessarily do bad work. They just are not keeping up with all the new trends and product availability, as well as what's new that goes into the wet area of the bathroom to prevent leaks and low maintenance products that reduce mold and mildew. If you're going to spend your money to remodel a bathroom, you owe it to yourself to at least get an estimate from Statewide Remodeling. We do not charge for a design consultation. We'll come to your home and show you all the options, help with your design, and give you a down to the penny price that's good for 30 days. After that, it's up to you. You can also come by one of our DFW area showrooms or visit us online anytime at statewideremodeling.com. If you call now, we're offering 20% off your complete bath remodel. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Heather, my friend, you look awesome. How do you feel?
Man, Dr. Jimmy, I feel great. I've lost weight, and it's all thanks to Fat Loss DFW. I gotta say this has been the easiest way I've lost weight in my entire life. I used to struggle, and I was always hungry, but not with Fat Loss DFW.
Heather, I hear this all the time, and we understand that challenge at Fat Loss DFW. I mean, come on. How on earth are you going to stick with a plan if you feel miserable?
And with Fat Loss DFW, I don't. And sometimes I even forget that I'm on a plan because I'm eating foods that I love all the time, and I'm losing the fat.
You're down how many pounds, Heather?
I'm down 36 pounds.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, Heather. And we're hearing it every single day from more people in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Listen to me. The Nutrimost system at Fat Loss DFW works. Pick up the phone right now. Dial 844-801-THIN. That's 844-801-THIN, or go to the web and look up fatlossdfw.com.
In Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 2, God says, "Write in a book all the words I've spoken to you." Is there a story in you today? Have you ever felt urged by God to write those words in a book? Zulon Press is the largest, most experienced Christian self-publisher in the world, and they're offering a free publishing guide at christianpublishingguide.com. They've helped thousands of people just like you tell their stories and touched thousands of lives.
Share your story and find out more today at 660amtheanswer.com. Visit 660amtheanswer.com now.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The GOP's Ted Cruz and John Kasich say they're teaming up against Donald Trump. The frontrunner responds.
Trump campaigning in Rhode Island ahead of tomorrow's primary says a Cruz-Kasich tag team against him is very telling.
Because it shows how weak they are. It shows how pathetic they are.
Trump calls the tactic collusion, which he says is illegal in the business world.
Fox's Gernal Scott. 5 northeastern states are holding primaries tomorrow. A $6 million settlement is reached in Cleveland over the police shooting death of Tamir Rice. The 14-year-old was gunned down in 2014 when cops thought the pellet gun he was holding was a real gun.
This has been a very difficult time for the Rice family in particular, but for Cleveland in general and the community.
Mayor Frank Jackson, a grand jury refused to indict the officers in question. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis. I spend a lot of time talking to people about their political passions. We make that clear through various things, voting, contributing. Did you know that you are contributing to Hillary with your cell phone bill? Could be. If you're in bed with Big Mobile, you are contributing to Hillary because they are. Can you find a conservative cell phone company? Sure can. Meet Patriot Mobile. In the election of 2012, there were some liberal phone companies that targeted Tea Party members of Congress, and they took some of them down. Patriot Mobile wanted to do something on the other side, a conservative cell phone company with the same quality of service, better prices, supporting better causes. And right now, you got a free Apple iPhone 6 waiting for you with a $60 a month unlimited talk text data plan. $45 a month gets you a free Apple iPhone 5C or Samsung Galaxy S4. Support better causes. Get the same quality of service. Buy out of your current contract. Keep your same phone number. Patriot Mobile. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com. Come on. Join the revolution. Join Patriot Mobile today. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of New Biotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-500-1734. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. New Biotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of New Biotics away for free. 1-800-500-1734. That's 1-800-500-1734. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-500-1734.
If these recent storms have given your roof a beating, call on Integrity Roofing to fix it right. Integrity Roofing Company is your trusted solution. When storms roll in, so do the fly-by-night companies. Protect yourself from these storm chasers and go with Integrity, a locally owned company who weathered these storms with you. Your home and livelihood is the most important thing you own. And because of that, you need a company with a name that you can rely on. A name like Integrity. The storms this year have already handed out their fair share of damage, and more will be on the way. So contact Integrity Roofing today for a free roof evaluation. Go to integrityroofingcompany.com. That's integrityroofingcompany.com. And rest assured that your roof will be repaired by a dependable, reputable, and knowledgeable professional. integrityroofingcompany.com. Contact them today for your free roof evaluation before another storm comes through. Get a roof that will last and stand up to the elements. Integrity Roofing. Do it with integrity.
This is an important message for all homeowners. Protect your home against termites and the expensive damage they can cause. Stay tuned for an important offer from Terminix. We're offering a free termite inspection to every homeowner who calls this special toll-free number, 1-800-200-6350. Terminix is the nation's leading provider of termite and pest control services, backed by more than 85 years' experience. We are your most effective solution for termite protection. We'll stop those damaging invaders in their tracks. We can also defend your home against future invasions and the damage they may cause with our ultimate protection guarantee. If they come back, so will we. Now is the time to defend your home before termites start causing expensive damage. It's your home, not theirs. So call Terminix today for a free termite inspection. 1-800-200-6350. That's 1-800-200-6350.
Ultimate protection guarantee not available on every plan. Limitations apply. Call for details.
Dallas Theological Seminary is pleased to announce a new 36-hour Master of Biblical and Theological Studies degree designed for business professionals. You'll get an overview of the entire biblical story, be introduced to theological concepts, and be able to choose electives like world religions and leadership development. To find out more about this exciting new accelerated degree, go to dts.edu/36. That's dts.edu/36. Veterans have given us the freedoms we live by each day. That's why Starkey Mortgage and 660 AM The Answer bring you the Veteran of the Month. If you know a veteran who deserves this honor, then go to 660amtheanswer.com and nominate them to be the 660 AM The Answer Starkey Mortgage Veteran of the Month. Winners will visit the studio, meet hosts Mark Davis and John David Wells, and receive a prize from Starkey Mortgage. Go to 660amtheanswer.com to nominate your veteran. Starkey Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 2146. This is not a commitment to lend. Specific underwriting guidelines must be met. It's the original Fort Worth Gun Show this weekend, only at the Will Rogers Memorial Center. Don't be confused. This is the biggest and the best, with the most new and used guns, knives, ammo, home defense, hunting, tactical, military collectibles, camo, apparel, optics, reloading, and more. Over 1,200 tables all under one roof. Come and buy, sell, or trade. Visit our website, premiergunshows.com, or call 817-732-1194. That's the original Fort Worth Gun Show at Will Rogers Memorial Center this weekend only.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Cowgirl in Arlington, Texas. Hey, Cowgirl, what you doing, baby?
Hey, just staying dry. No mac and cheese tonight. So
no mac and cheese with lobster? Lobster mac.
No, it's salad, baby. Too many carbs. Hey, but no, look, on the Democrats switching to the Republican Party, I think that's kind of a good thing. I think the Republicans are trying to enlarge, I hate the word the tent, because people are not looking for a tent. They're looking for a common ground, and so that's a good thing. And plus, the people that have never voted before that are coming out for Trump makes a pretty good sized tent, I think. So why doesn't the establishment like that? And then again on the Cruz Kasich alliance, which seems to be falling apart, are you conceding to defeat when you ask your people that are following you to vote for Kasich if you're Cruz? So I don't understand it. I think it's all good because on the Trump ledger it's a plus.
No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you just said. Am I asking what was I asking?
If you're Trump, if you're Cruz and you're asking your people to vote for Kasich, are you conceding defeat? Why would you do that? It's desperate. I don't understand it.
Well, here's what they're doing. What they're doing is they're trying to get individual contests between themselves and Trump, so they have something to sell. That is, if indeed Cruz can say, I beat Donald Trump equal, mano a mano, in Indiana, that's a point he's been trying to sell for most of the primary season, which was, if I could just have an opportunity to go against Donald Trump by myself, I'd win. Now, why they both agreed to do this with these particular primaries, I don't really know. But at some point, somebody's going to have to say, see ya. and I don't know who it's going to be. Couple of weeks ago, before I almost was expired because of this bronchitis thing, I said that I think we're probably in pretty good shape with Donald Trump or Ted Cruz. John Kasich is just more of the moderate same from any Republican standpoint. He is a Republican through and through, and he's going to do the moderate Republican thing. He'll follow right in the footsteps of Bob Dole and John McCain and Mitt Romney and all these candidates that nobody votes for. That's just the way it'll be. No matter what the polling says, Governor, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So every time there is some species of Democrat president in the White House, there are two groups of people that show up and try to get something done that is so horrifically societally irresponsible that up until 2 states last time, it was turned away by the good sense of the people of the United States. However, this last time it was tried, that is, of course, the legalization of marijuana, 2 states actually bought into the stupidity, and that, unfortunately, did not just affect those 2 states. Listen to this. You know that an entire family was all but destroyed in Ohio the other day. Investigators call those attacks well-planned, execution-style killings. Carried out at 4 locations, 8 members of a single family methodically shot in the head while they slept in their homes, 50 miles south of Columbus. A woman told a 911 operator, "There's blood all over the house. My brother-in-law's in the bedroom. It looks like they beat the hell out of him." Authorities identified the victims as Hannah Gilley, Christopher Roden Sr., Christopher Roden Jr., Clarence Frankie Roden, Dana Roden, Gary Roden, Hannah Roden, and Kenneth Roden. Amid all the carnage, 3 children were found unharmed. A 4-day-old infant who was next to her mother when she was killed, a 6-month-old baby, and a 3-year-old. State authorities are caring for the survivors. They don't know who killed them, don't know why. Authorities do believe the killers were familiar with the victims. Quote, "It was a sophisticated operation. Those who carried it out were trying to do everything they could to hinder the investigation and the subsequent prosecution." So what was this? Just some sort of, it wasn't random because it was carefully planned. It was done with almost military precision. Extensive marijuana growing operations were found at 3 of the sites where the murders occurred. An official with knowledge of the operation told CNN's Nick Valencia, said that the marijuana wasn't being grown for personal use. It was something much bigger than that. It was a very sophisticated operation. Such operations are often located indoors. They use elaborate lighting, watering, and feeding systems designed to yield crops every 3 to 4 months. The investigation is likely to take some time. The police have executed at least 5 search warrants and 50 of 60 people have been interviewed so far. Authorities have received 100 tips, 18 pieces of evidence that have been submitted to the crime lab. 7 of the 8 autopsies have been performed so far. The last one is scheduled for today. Don't know what the investigators have found. Don't know how many guns were used in the shootings. Pike County Sheriff Charles Reeder said he had cautioned surviving family members that they may still be in the killer's crosshairs. We have a specific family that's been targeted, but I don't think there's been a threat to any other members of the community. I cautioned them that they were a target, and I said be armed. Exactly why the Roden family had been targeted or if it had anything to do with the marijuana operation is unknown. Pike County is no stranger to marijuana problems. In August of 2012, Ohio law enforcement officers found a major marijuana grow site in Pike County with suspected ties to a Mexican drug cartel. Investigators destroyed 1,200 marijuana plants, found 2 abandoned campsites they believe belonged to Mexican nationals. They don't believe there's any connection between the 2012 findings and the operations found on the Roden properties. Well, let's see if we can put some of that stuff together. There were 3 grow sites. They were all sophisticated. They were industrial. None of the people involved apparently had Hispanic surnames. Could this possibly mean that maybe the Roden family had gotten into the, let's supply Colorado and Washington State with marijuana grown in the United States? Can we possibly think that maybe the drug cartels from Mexico that have spent the last half century supplying the United States with all the marijuana they could smoke and more probably got a little bit upset at the industrial strength of the Roden family marijuana plant? Do you think maybe they might have stepped in to create a rather messy message for those people that would want to try this in the future? You might not want to trundle into cartel business, because if you do, we'll kill you. It's not like you have to go to Ohio to have drug cartel murders happen in your town. Really, all you got to do is go to South Lake. So got a couple of questions here for you. Just a couple. Now, I realize, of course, that the investigation is still out there, but do you think that maybe the execution-style murder of 8 family members definitively proves that marijuana trafficking is a nonviolent pastime? Does the execution-style murder of 8 members of one family definitively prove that marijuana trafficking is a non-violent pastime? Eight 660-5759. You're saying to yourself, gosh, John, that's a very confusing question. It almost sounds like you're trying to be sarcastic. No. It doesn't almost sound like that. It absolutely sounds like that. Somebody behind some microphone at some talk show somewhere once said, you think these cartel companies, these cartel guys are just going to go and sulk while they get cut out of the marijuana supply business for Colorado and Washington State? You think they're just gonna say, well, now they're taxing it. Yeah, now they're taxing it. Now it's a legitimate business. I guess we're screwed. No, what they're going to do is they're going to find people that are going to try to lawfully provide marijuana to states where it's legal, costing the cartels millions of dollars. No, the cartels aren't going to they're just not going to sulk while that happens. No, what they're going to do is they're going to start killing people until people stop growing marijuana in the United States and let the cartels handle it. So all those times when I said that Colorado and Washington State were going into business with the Cali and other cartels in Mexico, I was right again. I was right again. And what other kinds of interesting deaths and destruction can we dig up out of Colorado and Washington State's decisions to start allowing marijuana? Well, I'll tell you that stuff next. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Do you know the 5 crucial steps to take if your home is ever damaged by fire, water, or mold? Do you know the 5 mistakes to avoid? This is essential information to help protect your most valuable asset and your personal safety. It's all contained in a must-have free guide, Emergency Damage Control Tips from ServiceMaster Restore. For your free guide, text STEPS to 99000. When fire, water, or mold damage your home, the first steps you take could mean all the difference between a small cleanup and a costly, time-consuming restoration. With 60 years experience, ServiceMaster Restore is available to help 24/7, 365 days a year. We offer flood and fire restoration services for homes and businesses, and we'll be at your side helping every step of the way until your home is back to normal. We're ServiceMaster Restore. When you don't know what to do next, we do. For your helpful free guide, text STEPS to ServiceMaster Restore at 99000. Again, text STEPS to 99000.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Good Feet. I've described the many ways the right arch supports can help. Look, for some people, foot pain isn't just an inconvenience. It's a threat to the very work they do.
A construction guy comes in and told me, I'm afraid I'm going to get fired. My feet hurt so bad. I can't do what I need to do at work. You got to help me. It's unbelievable how quickly the product changes some things for some people.
If you're one of those people with foot pain affecting your livelihood, real help is here in all 3 locations of Good Feet: Plano, Fort Worth, and Southlake. The adventure begins at goodfeetdfw.com, goodfeetdfw.com, where you can get out of pain today. If you're working out a lot, you want to avoid foot pain, arch support means everything. Men, women, all the shapes and sizes and styles you need from Good Feet. Again, they are in Plano, Fort Worth, and Southlake. Check them out at goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com. It's America's #1 arch support, goodfeetdfw.com.
As a listener to this station, you've heard a variety of companies advertising their products and services, many of them for a number of years.
I'm Walt Parker with InvestingMakesMeSick.com. I've gotten absolutely great results. No matter who's advertising, it definitely pays off. Doesn't matter what business they're in. I think they'll find it's going to be very rewarding.
My name is John Duncan, and I'm the CEO and founder of Bioscan of Los Colinas. It's simply the most effective advertising that I can do. I've advertised for the last 14 years on television, radio, and newspaper, and advertising with 660 gets the best results.
Hi, I'm Marcia West, Senior Account Manager for 660 AM The Answer. For 20 years, I've worked with companies, both big and small, to create cost-effective radio campaigns that get results. Let me do the same for you. Contact me today at mwest@ksky.com. That's mwest@ksky.com. I want to help you grow your business.
Hi, I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing new way you can start losing weight for free right now. You've probably seen our workout DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. We just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. So while we're testing out this new digital video service, I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. That means you can lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 30 pounds without paying a dime. Just text the word trial to 313131, and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. And here's the catch. In return, all I ask is you let us know what you think of the service so we can make Beachbody On Demand the best fitness and weight loss site ever created. Just text TRIAL to 313131 and get started for free right now. Again, text TRIAL to 313131.
Message and data rates may apply. Membership fees apply after 30-day trial. Cancel anytime.
The year is not so new anymore, but your carpets can look that way with Zero Res. Hey, Mark Davis, my friends at Zero Res just gave me a fantastic carpet cleaning, and I'm offering it to you. $33 a room. $33 a room by calling 214-37-CLEAN. Then, plus 100 square feet of tile cleaning for free and a $50 gift card from Estilo Gaucho. It is pre-treated, clean, and sanitized. Best carpet cleaning ever from my friends at Zero Res. $33 a room. Call them now for the special. 214-37-CLEAN for Zero Res. 214-37-CLEAN.
Accurate Foundation Repair has been helping your friends and neighbors since 1999. Over 47% of our gross revenues are referral business. You want your home fixed right? Call Accurate Foundation Repair. We'll give you high-quality steel piers at a price you can afford with a warranty second to none. Call Accurate Foundation Repair at 972-623-2500. That's 972-623-2500 or on the web at AccurateFoundationRepair.com.
Accurate Foundation Repair. We give you a lift for a whole lot less.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. I believe that the Ohio shootings are gangland executions bent on telling people to stop growing marijuana because the cartel will take all of that. Thanks very much. Sinaloa, Cali, all those cartels, they got a lot of business involved in all that stuff. They don't want some family from Ohio to cut into their profits. I'm sure the Roden family had been warned a couple of times. But they're all dead now. But those aren't the only numbers. Colorado officials are redoubling safety efforts and boosting education initiatives after the deadliest year of traffic fatalities since 2008 and a record number of motorcycle deaths. Last year, 545 people died in Colorado traffic accidents. That's an 11.7% increase from the 488 traffic deaths recorded in 2014. This, according to the Colorado Department of Transportation. It was the first year since 2008 that Colorado had recorded more than 500 traffic deaths. CDOT said the odds of dying in a traffic accident are climbing, and it's a lot higher of a chance than winning the lottery, said Shaylin Batt. She's the executive director. Among the most notable increases was a nearly 11% rise in motorcycle fatalities, 104 deaths in 2015, compared with 94 in 2014. Sam Cole, a CDOT spokesman, said the agency doesn't have an explanation for the rise. We do know that motorcyclists could be saved if they wore helmets, didn't drive impaired, and if motorists watched out for them more carefully. Brian Root, the manager of Coyote Motorsports, speculated that motorcyclists sometimes try to ride in weather conditions they're not prepared for. Common sense would know if it's icy outside, you shouldn't be riding. But I know people who do it. There's a special breed of people who do it. What about Washington? Newly released data from the Washington Traffic Safety Commission shows that marijuana is increasing as a factor in deadly crashes. The number of drivers involved in deadly crashes who tested positive for marijuana increased 48% from 2013 to 2014. We've seen marijuana involvement in fatal crashes remain steady over the years, and then it just spiked in 2014. From 2010 to 2014, 60% of drivers involved in fatal collisions were tested for drugs. Among these tested drivers, approximately 20%, 349, were positive for marijuana. Testing positive for marijuana doesn't necessarily indicate whether a driver was actually affected by the drug. Marijuana can be detected in a person's blood for days, possibly weeks after a person uses the drug. The new data is able to distinguish between drivers who tested positive for THC, the impairing substance in marijuana, and those who have residual marijuana in their system from prior use, which may have occurred days ago. No, I'm sorry. Marijuana in the United States is not a non-violent issue. This is the Wells Report.
Welcome back, Summer. It's a hot one. This is Nolan Ryan. Go with the pros who know how to beat Texas heat. American Standard Air. Born and bred in the Lone Star State. That's American Standard. Comfort the way you like it.
That's right, Nolan. And your trusted independent American Standard dealer is Mathis Air and Heat. Why is that? Mathis Air has been serving you and your neighbors for over 20 years. They offer 24-hour emergency service and 100% financing for 60 months and 0% interest on a new system with approved credit. So make the call today for your free in-home estimate or $49 tune-up at 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4COOL. Or go to mathisair.com. That's mathisair.com. Get 0% APR for 60 months with a minimum purchase of $5,000. Call 1-888-534-6894 for details about credit costs and terms. For new accounts, the APR for purchase is 28.99%, subject to credit approval.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzari, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, since our inception in 1994, we've evolved into the largest bathroom remodeling company in Texas, with offices in Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. You know, what we found is that most bathroom remodeling companies are still using old technology in the bathroom remodeling business. I'm not saying they necessarily do bad work. They just are not keeping up with all the new trends and product availability, as well as what's new that goes into the wet area of the bathroom to prevent leaks and low-maintenance products that reduce mold and mildew. If you're going to spend your money to remodel a bathroom, you owe it to yourself to at least get an estimate from Statewide Remodeling. We do not charge for a design consultation. We'll come to your home and show you all the options, help with your design, and give you a down-to-the-penny price that's good for 30 days. After that, it's up to you. You can also come by one of our DFW area showrooms or visit us online anytime at statewideremodeling.com. If you call now, we're offering 20% off your complete bath remodel. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And the Grammy goes to. And the American Music Award goes to.
And the Grammy goes to.
And the Grammy goes to.
Mr. Stephen Curtis Chapman.
With a career spanning over 3 decades, Stephen Curtis Chapman has pretty much done it all, except for one thing.
Hi, we're Third Day.
Be a member of Third Day? One night where 2 of our industry's top performers literally merge into each other's bands to play each other's songs that you've loved for years. Our sister station's doing it again. The 94.9 KLTY Concert Series welcomes Stephen Curtis Chapman with Third Day at the Verizon Theater on April 30th.
We're forming sort of one new band called SCC 3D, I think is what we're calling it.
You'll probably never see anything like this again. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com. One night you'll never forget. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. It's a new year, a new you, and new open carry laws here in the great state of Texas. The last few months have shown us that the world can be a dangerous place, but there are some stores that are here to make sure you are safe. At Texas Gun Pros, we like to make gun safety, gun education, and gun buying a non-intimidating experience. That way, you can focus on how you can protect yourself and your family in 2016. You don't want to be talked down to. You just want to exercise your Second Amendment right. At Texas Gun Pros, we want to help you regardless of your experience level. From beginning handgun classes to the new license to carry, our professionals will work with you at your level to accomplish your training goals. You live in a state that focuses on your individual safety, so why not go to the gun pros of that state? Texas Gun Pros.
Visit us on the web at texasgunpros.com or stop by our facility at 5121 Davis Boulevard in North Richland Hills. That's texasgunpros.com.
Any Tom, Dick, or Harry can tell you that Geico could save you money on car insurance. But since money talks, why not go straight to the source?
Hey, Harry's Money here. And the day Harry went to Geico.com and switched his car insurance was the day I got to hang around. Finally, boys bonding, bada bing, bada boom. No wonder Geico has 97% customer satisfaction. Personally, I give him 100, but that's just my 2 cents. That was funny.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. His name was Jacob Wagner. Basic, good-looking high school kid. Brown hair. Good face. He's got a good face. He had been bullied since at least middle school. And had always been somebody who, well, was looking for a way to stop people from beating up on him. Apparently, he had, shall we say, an olfactory talent that most kids don't otherwise possess. In other words, nobody in the family decided to buy him some Axe or something? You know, all that body wash and all that kind of, for whatever reason, they didn't buy him any of that stuff. You know, when your body changes when you're in junior high school and so on, you don't smell good. It's because your body's changing. And it's hard keeping up with it. Like almost impossible. And Jacob Wagner, well, he'd been hassled for a long time. I mean, he'd been bullied since at least middle school. Strange, nobody in Antigua, Wisconsin was able to put together the fact that here's a kid who's been bullied for most of his life and had expressed an interest in guns. Nobody put that together or anything like that, you know. But Jacob got his chance at the prom. He knew where his tormentors were going to be, and he knew what to do. He got a rifle and fired at the two guys with it. The students he was firing at, the students that Jake was firing at, survived non-life-threatening injuries. However, the police killed Jacob Wagner, 18 years of age. Investigators were trying to piece together what prompted the shootings. A former classmate of Wagner's said that the man seemed like a nice but socially awkward kid, and he was kind of a troubled student when he was in school. Emily Fisher, who was 19 years of age, graduated from Antigua High School in 2015, said he was bullied a lot. He was bullied a lot. Fisher said students ganged up on him, calling him names may have been violent toward him because of poor hygiene. The bullying occurred since at least middle school, persisted through high school. Emily Fisher said she wasn't good friends with Wagner, but she had given him some car rides home. They were in the same art class during senior year of high school. He'd talk about guns and weapons, made replicas of them in art class. While she had an interest in guns, while she said an interest in guns was not unusual in Wisconsin, she said that Wagner's behavior was concerning to her. Ever since we were younger, he was one of the kids you watched out for. Well, apparently not, Emily. Although she said, hey, if someone was going to shoot at the school, we thought it was going to be him. Yeah, well, thank goodness nobody stepped up to stop the bullying. Nice move. No one from the Antigo School District has released specific information about Wagner's background. Too busy running for the tall grass, I imagine. Authorities said Antigo High School is safe for classes, but that students will return amid a heightened police presence. Well, that's awfully good. That's real smart. That was good. Where was the heightened police presence when Jacob needed some help with the bullies that were making his life miserable? Kind of closing the corral gate after the horse is gone, isn't it? Law enforcement agencies conducted a thorough search of the high school building, and the on-site investigation has been completed. The advice of these experts is to resume school on Monday so the students and staff can have access to support from counselors who will be available at all school sites. What are they going to do? Listen to the stories of kids who have been bullied but haven't gotten any help? Well, there's really nothing we can do about it because, well, we can't catch these bullies red-handed. And of course, it really doesn't make any difference if anybody is fighting. It's a no-fault world. Because we can't tell who the bullies are and who the victims are because we're stupid. Typical American public school bullying policies are getting our sons killed. They are not working. It's time to say these no-fault policies where anybody who's fighting is guilty. It's time for that to stop. In fact, it's time for teachers and administrators and principals who can't tell the difference between the bullied and the bully. It's time for them to quit. Time for them to get out of the school education system. Time for them to find something else to do for a living where people can't get killed because they keep making mistakes. Typical American public school bullying processes and policies are getting our students and our sons killed. We're not doing it right. The Antigo Police Department identified Wagner as the gunman, said he was pronounced dead at 1:06 a.m. Sunday after life-saving measures at a nearby hospital. He started shooting people as they left the school about 11 p.m. on Saturday before an officer already on the scene shot him. The Department of Justice's Criminal Division of the Justice's Division of Criminal Investigation was asked to take over the shooting investigation because an Antigua police officer killed the gunman. This, according to Justice spokesman Johnny Coramemnos. State agents are busy assessing the facts at the time. The latest in the decades-long string of U.S. school shootings drew immediate national attention. The high schools are holding proms across the country. One female victim was treated for a gunshot wound at Aspirus Langlade Hospital in Antigua and released. The other victim, a male student, underwent surgery Sunday for non-life-threatening injuries, according to police. The officer's immediate response prevented further injuries and possible casualties. The initial investigation and officer response indicated this was a lone shooter. A search warrant is being executed at the residence. Officers were patrolling the school parking lot during the prom before the shooting started. The community is safe at this point, said Antigua Police Chief Eric Roller. So what do we do? Well, here's what we don't do. We don't keep telling bullies that it's okay to bully their victims. We don't give out these bromides to these bullying victims and say, well, just tell us about it and we'll take care of it. You won't take care of it. What you'll do is you'll bring the bully in, you'll have a word with him, and my life will become a complete and total nightmare because you're going to make it worse, not make it better. The idea that we can teach our sons to engage in interpersonal conflict resolution is not frickin' working. Here's the way it works. You teach the kids being bullied to knock the bullies on their butts. That's what you do. And when the bully gets up and he realizes that he's got a couple of teeth missing, and he goes to the principal's office and he says, "Hey man, that guy that I've been bullying for the last 10 years hit me in the face and knocked two teeth down my throat." Then this brilliant interpersonal conflict resolution specialist from the staff of the high school can say, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll sit you down so that you can learn a little bit how to deal with with verbal judo. That's what we'll do. That way, when your victim gets tired of you and your crap and constantly bullying him, he won't knock out the other two teeth on the other side of your face. Maybe. So now what we've done is this. We have decided that teachers are incompetent when it comes to being able to tell the bullied from the bullies. We've already created a near perfect situation where bullies can operate completely unmolested because, well, there's no real discipline in schools at any level. Hell, we can't even take these bullies out and into the hallway and give them 5 swats with a flyback paddle anymore. So they just keep getting worse and worse and worse until eventually one of these kids who gets tired of it brings his rifle to school and starts shooting a few of them. Isn't it strange then what we've done is we've taken one of the bullied victims out of the gene pool and left the bully in the gene pool. Isn't that great? Here's a perfect example that bullying works. Bullying works. And that's what our American public school system has given yet another generation of boys who are not allowed to be boys. You gotta teach these guys, instead of teaching them what? What do you teach them in high school? What do you teach them in phys ed class now? What is it, basket weaving, or what is it? Oh, I know, I'm sorry. You teach them interpersonal conflict resolution in PE class. How about this? Why don't you teach them Hapkido? That's one of my favorites. Yeah. What happened? Well, Billy was bullying me and so on and so forth, so I tore his index finger off. Where'd you learn how to do that? Hapkido class in PE. Or we can just keep killing them. What do you think? This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. You and I both know that the warmer, wetter seasons in Texas can give us real foundation problems. Wet spells, dry spells. Let me put you in touch with Abacus Foundation Repair if you even think you've got any kind of foundation problem. This is what I did. I called them. You'll be glad you did too. At 972-406-9000. Call the right people first. Abacus Foundation Repair. 972-406-9000. Why are they the right people to call if you got cracks in the walls or sheetrock or doors that are sticking or any kind of suspicion? Because they're going to map your house with the skill of an engineer. Look for possible causes like a plumbing issue so the problem doesn't come back. When they're done, you get a lifetime warranty. You can transfer free and clear to any new owner. It adds to your home's value. North Texas homeowners trust Abacus Foundation Repair, so give them a call. 972-406-9000. Abacus, A-B-A-C-U-S, abacusfoundationrepair.com. You'll be glad you called, so call 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,800 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Why are so many people turning to the Nutrimost system at Fat Loss DFW? I'll let my buddy Nick tell you.
Well, first of all, I've lost weight.
Yeah, you have.
31 pounds. Heather, I know you lost 36 pounds.
I have, and I did.
And that's awesome. But here's the best part. When you're done with the 40-day program, you're not taking supplements. You're not eating protein bars. Forget that packaged food.
Ugh, packaged food. What is that stuff anyway, dude?
I don't think it's food. And you don't have to eat it with Fat Loss DFW because their program works.
I'm Dr. Jimmy from Fat Loss DFW, and I love hearing things like this. People lose the weight, they lose the fat, they keep it off, and there is no weird maintenance program afterward. When you're done, you're done. You're lean, you're mean, you're healthy for life.
I'm telling you it works. So here's what you need to do. Make the decision right now to make the change. Pick up the phone, dial 844-801-THIN, 844-801-THIN, or go to the web. Look up fatlossdfw.com now.
Is your home filled with things you want to keep but just don't have room for? Hey, it's Mark Davis. I have a solution. The beautiful storage buildings from Ulrich Barn Builders. Go to mybarns.com and see all they do, from actual barns to storage sheds to fit any home atmosphere. Craftsmanship, value, and customer service you'll love. At the Ulrich website, mybarns.com, you'll see sheds, playhouses, garages, even log cabins. They do it all to make your property beautiful as you finally get to enjoy a place for everything and everything in its place. The place for the best barns and sheds is Ulrich Barn Builders at mybarns.com. Great prices, incredible selection, warranties to guarantee years of satisfaction. 3 generations of service, a family business for over 25 years, bringing the Mennonite tradition of quality and integrity to every barn or shed they provide. Is it time for a barn raising at your place? Beautiful styling, a solution to your clutter problems. Dream, relax, and enjoy the workmanship of Ulrich Barn Builders. See all they do at mybarns.com. That's mybarns.com.
A lot of people have so many windows on the house that it seems a little bit overwhelming to try to figure out which ones are appropriate to replace. Hi, I'm Dave Trainer with The Window Connection. Let us help you pick out the right few windows. Usually we spend most of our time in front of 3 or 4 or possibly 7 or 8 windows. By making those more energy efficient, making yourself more comfortable in the heat of the summer in front of those windows, you'll be highly motivated to see what they'll do on the rest of the house as well. You will find that the house feels literally twice as quiet, twice as airtight, 4 times more energy efficient. It can just be a phenomenal difference. I've had customers tell me that their electric bills have gone down as much as 50% by just replacing those windows.
Call the Window Connection for an estimate at 972-620-1994. That's 972-620-1994. Or go online to thewindowconnection.net.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. So there's a company in Israel that has a technology that nobody talks about that's remarkably adept from turning fragments of intelligence into cases against terrorists. They've been working on it for quite some time. It's one of those amazing groups of technologies that would make terrorism a very, very difficult, if not a much more serious blood sport for those who engage in it. This company came up with this wonderful idea and offered it to French authorities. This would have been just after the Charlie Hebdo attack and nearly a year before terrorists killed 130 in coordinated strikes that rocked the City of Light. This also was part of the investigation and what could have been something used to thwart the coordinated bombings in Brussels that killed 32 on March 22nd. You know how come the French didn't use this technology? It was because it was Israeli. This is the Wells Report.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-4715. That's 1-800-500-4715. 1-800-500-4715.
Hi, I'm Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing new way you can start losing weight for free right now. You've probably seen our workout DVDs on TV like P90X, Insanity, and 21 Day Fix. We just launched a beta trial of our new digital video platform, Beachbody On Demand. So while we're testing out this new digital video service, I'm inviting you to use it for free for 30 days. That means you can lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, even 30 pounds without paying a dime. Just text the word trial to 313131 and you can do 30 days of P90X, Insanity, or any of over 400 workouts for free. And here's the catch. In return, all I ask is you let us know what you think of the service so we can make Beachbody On Demand the best fitness and weight loss site ever created. Just text trial to 313131 and get started for free right now. Again, text trial to 313131.
Message and data rates may apply. Membership fees apply after 30-day trial. Cancel anytime.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Donald Trump calling for both Ted Cruz and John Kasich to drop out of the race. Earlier, Trump blasting Cruz and Kasich for forming an alliance designed to defeat him.
It shows how weak they are. It shows how pathetic they are.
Voters go to the poll Tuesday in 5 states. A man who claims former Republican House Speaker Dennis Hastert sexually abused him decades ago, filing a lawsuit over money he claims Hastert owes as part of a legal settlement. The man saying he's only been paid half the money promised him. A federal appeals court ruling New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady must serve a 4-game Deflategate suspension imposed by the NFL. Fans in Ludlow, Massachusetts reacting.
I'm devastated. That isn't right.
I think they should let him play.
The court ruling that Commissioner Roger Goodell did not deprive Brady of fundamental fairness with his earlier ruling. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
I used to love wearing dresses and shorts. Then I started getting spider veins, and even worse, those embarrassing, bulging, varicose veins. For a while, I covered up my legs. But then I discovered Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses and shorts again.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for spring. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-375-4806. That's 800-375-4806. 800-375-4806.
Are you ready to take your education to the next level? Arizona State University now offers more than 100 top-tier degree programs, 100% online. With ASU's highly ranked online programs, you'll earn the same degree as our on-campus students, with the ability to learn wherever you want, whenever you want. Same world-renowned faculty, same leading education, same global recognition from one of the top universities in the world. Call 1-800-400-8796. That's 1-800-400-8796.
I'm Jamie from Sherman Oaks, and I just graduated with my degree from Arizona State University. I chose ASU because I received the quality education I deserve in the major I wanted, all from my home.
Jamie's not the only one to earn a degree from ASU. There are over 100 degree programs offered 100% online from one of the top universities. Now's the time to learn more about earning your degree online from Arizona State University. Call 1-800-400-8796. That's 1-800-400-8796.
Are you a business owner who's jealous of some of the great commercials you hear right here on 660 AM The Answer? Do you feel a little left out when a clever commercial plays and you wish it was about you instead? Nothing's worse than hearing a catchy commercial from a competitor who is raking in new customers each day while you still aren't advertising on the radio. It's not too late. I can still help you. My name is Brad Ballard, and I work here at 660 AM The Answer. Call me today at 214-561-9116, and I can turn you into the company everyone wants to work with. That's 214-561-9116. It's much more affordable than you might think. Don't let another competitor pass you by. Call me today at 214-561-9116, and we'll get you on the radio right away. I'll meet with you personally to brainstorm the best message possible that will rise above the rest. It's time to grow your business and sound like one of the big boys. So don't wait. Call me at 214-561-9116.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, one of the highest compliments a company could receive is just one word: integrity. Now, it's a word we don't throw around lightly, and a word we don't just give to ourselves. Now, you have to earn the right to be labeled with the word integrity. Well, the people of DFW have spoken, and that's why there's Integrity Roofing. Now, when I want work done on my home, I obviously want it done right, but deep down, all I want is for that company to be a company that I can trust, one that's going to treat me like a human being and not a dollar sign. Now, at Integrity Roofing, well, that's the name of their game, integrity. Integrity Roofing will always be there for you as those spring and summer hailstorms approach, and to literally protect your roof right over your head. Now, Integrity Roofing wants to be the name that you trust to make sure that your home looks as good as new after any storm. I trust them. You can trust them. Go to their website, integrityroofingcompany.com. That's integrityroofingcompany, one word.com today. And when you're looking for a roofer, there's only one name to look for, and that's Integrity. Integrity Roofing.
In Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 2, God says, "Write in a book all the words I've spoken to you." Is there a story in you today? Have you ever felt urged by God to write those words in a book? Zulon Press is the largest, most experienced Christian self-publisher in the world, and they're offering a free publishing guide at christianpublishingguide.com. They've helped thousands of people just like you tell their stories and touched thousands of lives.
Share your story and find out more today at 660amtheanswer.com. Visit 660amtheanswer.com now.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. There's a participation. There's a petition that you may want to participate in at the American Family Association website. American Family Association. Here, let's go there together, shall we? I have my iPad here, and you should do this too. Here's my very handily supplied NITO security code, and there's my Safari. American Family Association. America. Oops. Family. Will you stop it? Family Association.
Family.
You're killing me here. You're a punk. I'm talking to the lovely and talented Magic Matt Swinney, who knows he's a punk.
Wow, I'm lovely?
Yes, he's lovely. Okay. So anyway, this is a group that I'm going to truly I'm truly going to like for two reasons. Let's see, the American Family Association. Okay. Let's go to their Facebook page, shall we? And let's give them a like while we're at it. Let's see, the American Family Association is calling for a boycott of Target after the retail giant said it would allow men to use women's restrooms and dressing rooms at the store. Boycott Target pledge. Let's see, how can I do that? I guess I hit the picture there on their handily provided website. Sign the pledge. Let's see here. Let's see, email address. I'll just go ahead and put that there. The Wells Report. The Wells Report at ksky.com. My first name is The Wells. Okay, it's not really my first name. It's okay, John David. Last name is Wells. Let's see, U.S. zip code. What is it? 75063? 75063. Subscribe. Okay, let me double check this. All right. Thank you for subscribing. Now, what I have just subscribed to is I have just joined the American Family Association calling for a boycott of Target. It's time for us to stop having anything to do with Target. Okay? Yeah. The retail giant said it would begin to allow men to use the women's restrooms and dressing rooms at their stores. On the website this week, Target announced, "We welcome transgender team members and guests to use the restroom or fitting facility that corresponds with their gender identity. Everyone deserves to feel like they belong." You know, whenever I want to feel like a man, you know what I do? I go down to a Target and stand around in the men's changing room and watch people look at themselves in those brand new shiny pairs of jockey tighty whities. And they say to themselves, do I look as ridiculous in these tighty whities as I have for the last 20 years? And everybody says, yep. And that brotherhood, that humanity of being able to stand there and realize that no matter how old I get, I will always look stupid in jockey tighty whities in front of other people. That gives me great solidarity with the entire American society at large. Not that size matters. Obviously, if size mattered, I'd be wearing boxers. I'd be wearing boxers.
You're welcome.
All right, that's enough. Thank you very much. Thank you. This means, by the way, that if you're a man in Target and you feel like a woman today, you know, I feel pretty, oh so pretty. It means that you can just go right on into the women's restroom if you want to, or you can just go right into the women's dressing rooms if you want to.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright.
Target's policy is exactly how sexual predators get to their victims. And with Target publicly boasting that men can now enter women's bathrooms, where do you think predators are going to go? Clearly, Target's new policy poses a danger to wives and daughters and sisters. We think many customers will agree. We think the average Target customer is willing to pledge to boycott Target stores until it makes protecting women and children a priority. I completely and totally agree. That's why I'm going to ask Vicky to go ahead and put this sign the boycott Target pledge up on the Wells Report page of the of 660 am theanswer.com, and hopefully that we can join the 500,000 people who believe that it's time to stop this ignorance and start getting back to being Americans. This is ridiculous on its face. By the way, while we're at it, there's another reason why you should be a admirer of the American Family Association. And here it is. The American Family Association says it promotes traditional moral values in the media. A large part of that work involves combating homosexual agenda through various means, including publicizing companies that have pro-gay policies and organizing boycotts against them. This, by the way, in case you're wondering, has landed the American Family Association into the Southern Poverty Law Center's extremist files. Extremist group and ideology. Right. So if the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, hates them, that's a group for me, baby. Southern Poverty Law Center. Idiots. Okay, so now I want to know just how far you're going to be willing to take this. I'm not having anything to do with Target. I'm not having anything to do with Target until they want to start protecting my wife, my sisters, my nieces from predators in the women's restroom and in their changing rooms and so on and so forth. I don't know how they're going to tell me that. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm not going into Target ever again until they get that fixed. Period. And I suggest you do the same thing. And then, of course, I have to say, we have to start thinking about the way we do business in the United States. So let me ask you this. Is it time for all of us to stop shopping at Target? Yes or no, and why? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Is it time for all of us to just simply stop shopping at Target? The answer is yes. Why? Because the company is they're more interested in their political standing than they are in being a good company to be safe in when you're doing shopping in their locations. That's why it's time for all of us to stop shopping at Target. It's a narcissistic, arrogant organization that believes that men should have access to women. Unwanted male activity in the women's restrooms and changing rooms. The boycott has 517,000 signatures on it, actually 517,001 as of this evening. It's one of the American Family Association's most popular campaigns. Tim Wildman attributed the protest's viral nature to the fact that everybody knows who Target is. It's an easy to understand issue. Wildman says Target stands to lose a lot of customers who won't come back. Target says we're sticking with our policy. We certainly respect there's a wide variety of perspectives and opinions, said Target spokeswoman Molly Snyder. As a company that firmly stands behind what it means to offer our team an inclusive place to work and our guests an inclusive place to shop, we continue to believe that this is the right thing for Target. Great. Then they should be standing around in empty stores for as long as they feel that way. Then she pointed out that hundreds of Target stores have single-stall family restrooms for those who may be more comfortable with that option. Well, now, why would she bring that up if she didn't realize the Target was screwing up? Target made its position public in a blog last week, stating the company welcomes transgender team members and guests who use the restrooms or fitting room facility that corresponds with their own gender identity. The announcement came as legislation on transgender issue in multiple states have spurred several major corporations and businesses to take stances on LGBT rights. Has nothing to do with LGBT rights. Has to do with keeping your mother and your sisters and your daughters and your nieces safe in the women's restrooms in Target. Doesn't have anything to do with anybody's rights. It has to do with being safe. (866-660-5759). Let me get to Joseph in Fort Worth. Joseph, what do you think?
I totally agree with you. This is insanity.
It's absolute stupidity.
I'm never shopping at Target again. I have two little girls, 11 and 13, coming up on 12 and 14. Prime age for any sexual predator to be very excited by them.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to put them in harm's way. I've spent 14 years trying to keep them away from people like these guys.
God bless you, Dad. Good for you. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Sean Hannity can read between the lines.
There is a strategy that has emerged among all of these prominent Republicans that they want to bring in a white knight candidate, an outsider. They want another person. And you want to know why? Because if you're a Cruz supporter, they think you're stupid. If you're a Trump supporter, they think you're stupid.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that'll take you from where you are now to the retirement that you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the Wealth Smart Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You only get to retire once, so it's really important you do it right. And your host, Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group, helps people retire successfully every day. So don't miss Wealth Smart every Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Arthur Brooks, president of the American Enterprise Institute for townhall.com. Victimhood culture has now been identified as a widening phenomenon by mainstream sociologists. On campuses, activists interpret ordinary interactions as so-called microaggressions and set up safe spaces to protect students from certain forms of speech. The problem is that the line is fuzzy between fighting for victimized people and promoting a victimhood culture. Look at the role of free speech in debates. Victims and their advocates always rely on free speech and open dialogue to articulate unpopular truths. Victimhood culture, by contrast, generally seeks to restrict speech in order to protect the sensibilities of its advocates. The organizations and people who ascend in a victimhood culture treat people less as individuals and more as aggrieved masses. It's still in our hands to cultivate a nation of strong individuals motivated by hope and opportunity, not one dominated by victimhood. But we have a long way to go. I'm Arthur Brooks.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis for my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas. Here's March, spring around the corner. Time to spring into action for your health. There is nothing smarter that you can do than see what's going on inside your body. Do you have plaques or blockages in your heart that could be signal of a future heart attack? Do you have things going on in your body, some vital organ with a little cancer spot or two that if left undetected could grow into an inoperable mass? This is not smart. You got to find out about these things. How about stroke risk? Take a look at the carotid artery in your neck. Find out if you're at risk for a stroke. There are answers to all these questions, answers you can get affordably at Viascan of Las Colinas. 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840. The body scan that's usually $895, now $595. Stroke risk scan for just $99 more. All at 123bodyscan.com. Just Google Viascan or call 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840 or just Google Viascan.
Welcome back, Summer. It's a hot one. This is Nolan Ryan. Go with the pros who know how to beat Texas heat. American Standard Air. Born and bred in the Lone Star State. That's American Standard. Comfort the way you like it.
That's right, Nolan. And your trusted independent American Standard dealer is Mathis Air and Heat. Why is that? Mathis Air has been serving you and your neighbors for over 20 years. They offer 24-hour emergency service and 100% financing for 60 months and 0% interest on a new system with approved credit. So make the call today for your free in-home estimate or $49 tune-up at 972-279-4COOL. That's 972-279-4COOL. Or go to mathisair.com. That's mathisair.com. Get 0% APR for 60 months with a minimum purchase of $5,000. Call 1-888-534-6894 for details about credit costs and terms. For new accounts, the APR for purchase is 28.99%, subject to credit approval.
Today, how to incorporate your business in just 10 minutes so you won't lose everything if you get sued. Step 1, stop putting it off. If you're not incorporated and someone sues your business tomorrow, it's not just your business at risk. You can lose everything: your home, your car, even your life savings. Step 2, call the following number for a free 10-minute incorporation guide from Incorporate.com. 1-800-500-1804. They don't provide legal or financial advice. They just make incorporating quick and easy. So you can incorporate or form an LLC in just 10 minutes. That number again is 1-800-500-1804. Step 3, congratulate yourself. By taking just 10 minutes to incorporate your business or form an LLC, you protected your home, your car, and your life savings. And that is how you incorporate your business in just 10 minutes. But hurry while they're still giving away these 10-minute incorporation guides for free. Call 1-800-500-1804. That's 1-800-500-1804.
660 AM, The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. You know, I don't have any problem whatsoever in making sure that everybody has a fair shot, a fair shake. Okay? But I got to tell you something. Just because you decide you feel pretty today doesn't mean that you get to go hang out with my mom in the dressing room at Target. Sorry. If that's going to be something that you are going to put your entire emotional stability on, I would venture to say that you got bigger problems than where you're standing while you're trying on some woman's clothes. Or more likely, trying on some woman's body. It may be some sort of social, oh, I don't know, martyrdom for you. But it could mean a sexual assault for somebody else. See, there are real people that are on the other ends of these stupid policies. If your entire life is built around which bathroom you get to use because of the way you feel that day, your life's coming apart. And we should not allow your life coming apart to potentially destroy lives of other people who just want to find out whether or not the swimsuit fits. This is not me being insensitive. This is not me being bigoted or racist in any way, shape, or form, because your gender is not a race. Isn't it crazy? All races have all genders. Wow. It's almost like we're all equal. Ha! You might be the nicest person on the planet. You might find the idea of somebody being raped as horrifying as I do. But if you're standing up for this policy, and if you're one of these LGBT people that just say, hey, we've got to make this happen, because people need to feel what? They need to feel that they can be endowed with confidence beyond their own gender. What about the confidence of some woman that got raped that day? Because some Target store manager wanted to adhere to the policy and get a big pat on the back. Is the LGBT community going to come to the aid and the rescue of some woman beaten to nearly to death and raped in a changing room in Target? You guys going to show up? You gonna make sure that she has enough money to pay her medical bills? No, you're not. You probably won't even notice. Yeah, I'll sign that petition. Yeah, I'll put it up on my website. Yes, I'll put it up on all of my Facebook pages. Yes, I'll do all of that. You know why? Because I don't believe that your gender identity deserves somebody else being raped. That's why. This is the Wells Report.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace that old AC system? Well, now there's a new program you just can't pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You may have already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,800 off from your utility provider? That's right. And when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. Right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call now. Better yet, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or visit us online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, since our inception in 1994, we've evolved into the largest bathroom remodeling company in Texas, with offices in Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. You know, what we found is that most bathroom remodeling companies are still using old technology in the bathroom remodeling business. I'm not saying they necessarily do bad work. They just are not keeping up with all the new trends and product availability, as well as what's new that goes into the wet area of the bathroom to prevent leaks and low-maintenance products that reduce mold and mildew. If you're going to spend your money to remodel a bathroom, you owe it to yourself to at least get an estimate from Statewide Remodeling. We do not charge for a design consultation. We'll come to your home and show you all the options, help with your design, and give you a down-to-the-penny price that's good for 30 days. After that, it's up to you. You can also come by one of our DFW area showrooms or visit us online anytime at statewide-remodeling.com. If you call now, we're offering 20% off your complete bath remodel. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270 $70.95.
Are you ready to take your education to the next level? Arizona State University now offers more than 100 top-tier degree programs, 100% online. With ASU's highly ranked online programs, you'll earn the same degree as our on-campus students, with the ability to learn wherever you want, whenever you want. Same world-renowned faculty, same leading education, same global recognition from one of the top universities in the world. Call 1-800-400-8796. That's 1-800-400-8796.
I'm Jamie from Sherman Oaks, and I just graduated with my degree from Arizona State University. I chose ASU because I received the quality education I deserve in the major I wanted, all from my home.
Jamie's not the only one to earn a degree from ASU. There are over 100 degree programs offered 100% online from one of the top universities. Now's the time to learn more about earning your degree online from Arizona State University. Call 1-800-400-8796. That's 1-800-400-8796.
Would you like the security of a 30-year fixed rate mortgage refi with our lowest payment possible, all without paying closing costs? Well, Cash Call Mortgage has a 30-year rate special starting at a rate so low, our lawyer won't let us say it on the radio. So call and find out how much this 30-year rate will cut your monthly payment while still knocking down your current loan balance. And the best part of all is the rate is fixed. The lawyer's right. It's a little complicated to explain on the radio. So call 855-875-CASH to find out how it works.
What? You'll cut my payment with no fees of any kind, and my balance will still go down?
Yep. Paying an interest rate below 3% really makes a big difference. To find out how big, just call 855-875-CASH. That's 855-875-CASH to slice your monthly payment now.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. One City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868. Equal housing lender. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions. NMLS 128231. Offer for first mortgage.
That's 855-875-CASH.
And the Grammy goes to.
And the American Music Award goes to.
Mr. Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Hi, we're Third Day. We're forming sort of one new band called SCC 3D.
Our sister station's doing it again. The 94.9 KLTY Concert Series welcomes Stephen Curtis Chapman with Third Day at the Verizon Theater on April 30th. Get your tickets right now at AXS.com. AXS.com.
660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report, a daily
do a Mark Davis
old-fashioned
promotion.
North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. What do you say we all get together tomorrow, say around 7 o'clock in the morning, for the Mark Davis Show? Mark Davis is here. Tell us what you got planned for us tomorrow, amigo.
Hey, JD, welcome back. Hey, here they come. 5 states that are all going to line up well for Donald Trump, leading many of the watchers to say, that's it. He's got it. No stopping him now, which may well be true. But Ted Cruz might win Indiana, even if that weird deal he cut with John Kasich does not play out. Ultimately, it will come down to California, and that's more than a month away. So let's kick off our Tuesday tomorrow with a look at campaign news, local news, stories of many types that deserve our attention. The Tuesday Morning Mark Davis Show. I'll be looking for you tomorrow morning, 7 to 10 a.m., right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Thanks very much, Mark. Appreciate it, my friend. I don't know whether you've ever had the opportunity of going to San Francisco, but San Francisco is really, really cool. It's a wonderful city. It's absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. They have some just amazing landmarks. I mean, you just gotta go ride a cable car, and you just have to go see the pyramid, the downtown pyramid. You got to go to the Exploratorium, which is one of the world's greatest science museums. You've got to see the Ugly Fountain out next to the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And you got to go to Lombard Street and see all of the beautiful flower beds that are always just stuffed to the rim with the most sweet smelling, beautiful flowers, and see the hooligans grabbing cameras from people who come from all over the world to take pictures of the flowers. And you gotta go out there and you look at the foreign tourists cry after their cash and their passports had been stolen. It's one of the most wonderful pieces of Americana, getting mugged on Lombard Street in San Francisco. Well, you can't really blame the muggers. I mean, it's expensive to live in San Francisco. I mean, even for a criminal, especially the homeless ones. Seriously, have you tried to buy a Reuben sandwich in San Francisco? They're expensive. I mean, look at it this way. Few years from now, those Thai tourists that lost their camera, their passports, and their money, they're all going to laugh about it. I mean, come on. Judith Carlson lives on Lombard Street. She's got an apartment at the foot of the famous street that zigzags back and forth. The turns are really, really tight. Yeah. It's almost impossible for a police officer to chase down a homeless criminal who's just, either robbed or raped or both, some foreign tourist. It's really, really hard to get And, the interesting thing about it is Judith Carlson never really thought of that as a high crime neighborhood, but, I guess it is. Yeah. She's a retired photographer. Yeah. There are a lot of well-paid technology workers that live in San Francisco. There are a lot of tourists who come to visit because it's just a great city. The city has seen a sharp jump in property crime, up more than 60% since 2010. Actually, they think that crime rate is actually higher because most of the crimes go unreported. Recent data from the FBI shows that San Francisco has the highest per capita property crime rate of the nation's top 50 cities. Half the cases there are thefts from vehicles, smash and grabs, and that's one of the really cool, those smash and grab robberies. They had another glittering pile of scattered glass across the parking lots and sidewalks and so on and so forth. Adds a beautiful glitter to the city. You see, it's a political tradition in San Francisco to make it possible for the downtrodden to have a fresh group of people to rob, steal from, beat, and basically inconvenience. I mean, nobody wants to get into that ugly business of telling criminals to stop committing crime, especially those poor criminals that don't have a place to live. I mean, there are criminals that are out on the streets in San Francisco that don't have a jail to live in. And what about the real serious problem? What about the people who are mentally ill? Yeah. One of the things about it is that all really a criminal has to do is drool, and no police officer is going to act, because what if the person's mentally ill? I mean, look, Bill, he's drooling. The Chamber of Commerce and the Tourist Board, strangely enough, are calling for harsher measures to improve what is euphemistically called the condition of the streets. That's a term that encompasses the intractable homeless problem, public intravenous drug use, the large population of mentally ill people on the streets, and aggressive panhandling. This, of course, totally ignores the ever-present and always welcome violators of their own deportations, illegal immigrants showing up in the city, stealing guns and killing daughters. There's always that. That's joyous. The Chamber of Commerce recently released the results of an opinion poll that showed that homelessness and street behavior were the primary concerns of residents there. We are the wealthiest big city in the wealthiest state in the wealthiest country in the world, and we have this situation on our streets, said Joe D'Alessandro, the chief executive of San Francisco Travel, a tourism organization. People believe that everyone has the right to be on the streets. However, I think there's a tolerance limit to bad behavior. Well, there is, Joe. It's just not anything you want to do anything about. Visitors come to bask in the Mediterranean climate, stroll through the charming streets, marvel at the sweeping views of the bay and the Pacific. But right there, in the middle of all those views, are tent encampments on sidewalks, rag-covered homeless people in front of some of the most expensive real estate in America. The divided opinions on how to handle the problems are evident among the members of the Board of Supervisors. Scott Wiener, who's a supervisor and an advocate for more aggressive law enforcement, said his constituents were urging him to act. I can't tell you the number of times I've received emails from moms saying, "My kids just asked me why that man has a syringe sticking out of his arm." Well, ma'am, what you should do is you should tell your child that the man is simply trying to clear a clog from his internal plumbing. It's like Roto-Rooter, except more expensive. San Francisco at times is a consequence-free zone, said Mr. Wiener. I'm not advocating extreme law and order. Who wants law and order? No, but there has to be consequences. Some people might need to spend 6 months in jail to think about what they did. In a bitterly contested 6-5 vote last year, Mr. Wiener led the passage of a measure that added several hundred officers to the city's police force, the first increase since the 1980s, when the population was 10% smaller. On the other side is David Campos, a supervisor who opposes the increase in police officers and describes Mr. Wiener's views as a very knee-jerk kind of punitive approach that is ineffective and inconsistent with the values of San Francisco. Well, what we need to do is we just need to make sure that people realize that being mugged in San Francisco is not a crime. It's a welcome respite in the otherwise law and order patina that is America. We're not going to criminalize people for being poor, he said. That criminalization is only going to make it harder for them to get out of poverty. What? San Francisco's liberal ethos, said Mr. Campos, was changing as the city's focused more on business and the needs of the tech industry. I think there's been a shift in the people who have come to San Francisco. The new arrivals are people who are well-educated and well-heeled. They're willing to allow homeless people to sink or swim in a free market ideology that stands in contrast to the city's traditions. I don't know which San Francisco will prevail. I know which San Francisco will prevail. The San Francisco where you should be able to walk down the street without being robbed, you ignorant numbskull. At TLC Glass, a repair shop on the edge of San Francisco's business district, a more prosaic consequence on the rise of car break-ins are on display. Customers regularly file in to repair car windows that have been smashed by thieves Every day we're full, the shop's owner, Louis Chen, said. One customer came in 4 times in 6 weeks. That's the kind of San Francisco that's going to survive. A customer who came to have a broken window fixed, Dan Edmonds Waters, showed San Franciscan forgiveness. He said he felt sorry for whoever broke the window of his limited edition BMW twice, stealing his gym bag both times. I have a lot of sympathy for folks who are in need in the city, said Mr. Edmonds Waters. This has become an extremely expensive place to live in. The divide between those who have and those who have not is ridiculously ginormous. He used the word ginormous. Ridiculously ginormous. Come on. It's just a couple of Under Armour t-shirts, a bag, a pair of gym trunks, and 2 $735 windows for my BMW. It's not that big a deal. Violent crime has increased 18% since 2010, but the city has a low murder rate relative to other large American cities. Police are barred by city ordinances from installing surveillance cameras that are commonly found in other cities. This is a restriction that Mr. Weiner said he did not want changed. Ms. Kelson, the retired photographer, said she offered to let the police mount a surveillance camera outside her Lombard Street apartment. The car break-ins happened so quickly, she's not been able to photograph the perpetrators. On Wednesday, another car was broken into below her window. A woman who was dropping off her daughter at a daycare center had parked for 10 minutes and returned to find her window smashed and her purse gone. It's just insane, said Ms. Kelson. And on and on and on it goes. So I guess the only thing I can ask is, are homeless people more trouble than they're worth? Too harsh? You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Is your home filled with things you want to keep but just don't have room for? Hey, it's Mark Davis. I have a solution. The beautiful storage buildings from Ulrich Barn Builders. Go to mybarns.com and see all they do, from actual barns to storage sheds to fit any home atmosphere. Craftsmanship, value, and customer service you'll love. At the Ulrich website, mybarns.com, you'll see sheds, playhouses, garages, even log cabins. They do it all to make your property beautiful as you finally get to enjoy a place for everything and everything in its place. The place for the best barns and sheds is Ulrich Barn Builders at mybarns.com. Great prices, incredible selection, warranties to guarantee years of satisfaction. 3 generations of service, a family business for over 25 years, bringing the Mennonite tradition of quality and integrity to every barn or shed they provide. Is it time for a barn raising at your place? Beautiful styling, a solution to your clutter problems. Dream, relax, and enjoy the workmanship of Ulrich Barn Builders. See all they do at mybarns.com. That's mybarns.com.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-1843. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-1843. That's 1-800-700-1843. 1-800-700-1843.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did.
See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-4715. That's 1-800-500-4715. 1-800-500-4715.
This is Nolan Ryan for American Standard Air. Beat the heat with high-quality, dependable home comfort. Technology fighting Mother Nature. It's serious. American Standard. Comfort the way you like it.
Nolan's right, and North Texas Air can help. With our mild Texas winter, chances are good we're in for a long, hot summer. So, North Texas Air is offering an $89 comprehensive preventative maintenance spring special to make sure your air conditioner is ready for the long, hot Texas summer. Or if it's time to replace your old AC system, North Texas Air can help with a new energy-efficient system. Special financing is available, subject to credit approval. Call North Texas Air, your independent American Standard Air dealer, for details at 972-535-4858.
And remember, all new systems from North Texas Air come with a lifetime labor and workmanship warranty. For fast service, call North Texas Air at 972-535-4858. That's 972-535-4858. Or visit northtxair.com.
How much of your life are you losing because of pain? I'm Dr. Chad Glines, DC at Genesis Back and Neck, and I really do want to give you your life back.
My name is Russell, and I have scoliosis. I didn't realize that spinal decompression could help someone like me, but I heard the commercial for Dr. Chad, and I thought, why not? We sat down and talked, and today there's improvement, which is pretty amazing because the whole process is really easy. Dr. Chad's staff was very welcoming. They made the process seamless. They made me feel so comfortable. Having scoliosis, I didn't realize that spinal decompression was an option for me, but I'm so glad today that I heard the commercial and I did something about it. So if you're hurting, you should call Dr. Chad.
That just blesses me to hear that. At Genesis, we accept most major insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. Call me. 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at genesisback.com.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
Americans love kids. It's true. But Uncle Sam loves kids brought here as refugees. Yeah, among recipients of food stamps, welfare, cash, and Social Security payments, refugee children receive more in taxpayer-funded aid than children of citizens. This is according to a new report on federal spending from the Pro-Immigration Migration Policy Institute. For example, 30% of refugee children live in households that received food stamps from 2009 to 2013. Among American children, the number was 27%. This according to a report titled Young Children of Refugees in the U.S., Integration Successes and Challenges. 8% received cash welfare compared with 6% of U.S. citizens. 5% of the children of refugees were part of Social Security's Supplemental Security Income Program compared with 4% of U.S. children. Why do you suppose that is? Well, it's because, obviously, American citizens are worth less than refugees. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Stifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you. See you again tomorrow night for another edition of the Wells Report.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net and start packing.
You have new wood floors and they look gorgeous. That's the good news. The not so good news, they'll eventually have to be cleaned. More good news, there are plenty of wood floor care products to choose from. Bad news, most products will leave a micro layer of residue each time you clean. The really bad news, eventually your wood floor will get dull and hazy almost regardless of which product you clean it with. Now the great news. Dalworth Clean can remove that unsightly buildup from your wood floor, revealing the original finish once again. At Dalworth, we're more than just carpet cleaners. We clean, restore, polish, and protect every type of flooring in your home, including wood, stone, tile, and even concrete. Call 267-8433 today and ask about a complete flooring makeover for your home. Find out why for over 39 years we've been saying,
because the next best thing to do is Dalworth Clean.
In Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 2, God says, "Write in a book all the words I've spoken to you." Is there a story in you today? Have you ever felt urged by God to write those words in a book? Zulon Press is the largest, most experienced Christian self-publisher in the world, and they're offering a free publishing guide at christianpublishingguide.com. They've helped thousands of people just like you tell their stories and touch thousands of lives.
Share your story and find out more today at 660amtheanswer.com. Visit 660amtheanswer.com now.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Ted Cruz and John Kasich are defending their alliance designed to prevent Donald Trump from winning the GOP nomination. Kasich is giving Cruz a clear path in Indiana, with Cruz giving Kasich a clear road to Oregon and New Mexico. The Ohio governor says it's all about winning the general election.
I think what Donald Trump needs to understand is that he cannot beat Hillary Clinton.
Trump accusing the two of collusion, 5 states holding primaries Tuesday. A shooting at a Nashville bus depot under investigation. Police say 4 were wounded Monday, 1 critically.
The gun was recovered that we believe was involved in this incident, and we do have 2 men in custody.
Nashville PD spokesperson Chris Mumford. Severe weather possible across a large part of the country Tuesday. Dangerous storms expected from Texas to Nebraska. The Storm Prediction Center says there could also be tornadoes and large hail. Fox News, we report, you decide.
660 AM The Answer.
If you've ever wondered what it would feel like to experience the magnificent beauty of the Sistine Chapel, the historic Western Wall in Jerusalem, and the beauty of the Greek island of Santorini, all while sailing pristine waters on a 5-star cruise ship, your opportunity now awaits to discover for yourself cities of antiquity and the origins of culture and